All right, and for the last time tonight, we are back once again. Of course, QG is still by my side, so welcome back, QG. And we're headed towards the fourth game of tonight, the last game of tonight, and the last game of this first half of the split.
Yes, and it's Aurora's time to come back on their 3-3. They won 3 games in the first weeks and then lost 3 games after that. So this is the time to show that either the first half of the summer split was decent or it was decent bad. And you don't want to be decent bad. They had a good push. They were good against all these teams, and now they have to show against PERTINAX what they are worth. The 3-3 has to be a 4-3 for them, else they are on a 4th losing streak, and that's not good for the mental. I hope that they got back from it, that they changed some stuff and just get up, tighten your pants, get your gaming glasses on and just hit it right. Their picks and bans were always fine. It was just some decision making in the game that didn't help, and sort of like we saw on Once Upon a Team, like this, some decision making was not good and then you lose the game. And with Aurora it was almost the same. They get picked here and there and then they lose gold, they lose their advantage, and then and PERTINAX is also consistent, and this is also very important to be consistent, and they probably the mental is way better.
Yeah, and it's not the most important game. Both teams are really close to each other in terms of standings. Aurora with 3 wins, 3 points, and PERTINAX with 2 wins. But with 2 wins, in the position PERTINAX is currently in, you're pretty far away still from the top 4, while Aurora is barely in it still. So definitely still an important win to be able to have that one more win in that race for the 4th spot. Maybe we can take a look at standings so you can put an image on what I'm saying right now. As you can see, while the top of the chart still hasn't changed much, we have Aurora here with the 3 wins. Could either go up and still rival next in terms of points, or they might risk to stagnate and then be tied with PERTINAX and Dynasty, which with this 3rd win also on this spot. So it's really a tight wiggle room those teams have in order to maybe enter in the top 4 position to play at the playoffs at the end of the split.
Yeah, and you always want to play for the players, and the 4th place is really contented this time. Last time we had like 2 teams, Reapers and PERTINAX, and now we have like 3 to 4 teams in these mid tiers, and you have the 2 on top, and it's Aurora, it's PERTINAX, it's Dynasty again, and it's Next, and these 4 teams have to battle it out for the 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's gonna be tight, and we'll have to see. I believe PERTINAX and Aurora should be more or less tight. Aurora was really strong, as you said at the start. Maybe they'll pick it back up now against PERTINAX. And I can't wait to see how that game goes. Maybe we can also take a look at the games we've had up until now, since I believe the game is a bit late. But we've had 3 games already today for those who join us right now. We've had PERTINAX Esports versus Rift Sloths, with the Sloths taking the win, staying at the top. Followed up by Next versus Joma Gang, where the Next team took a win against Joma Gang. And just previously we had Dynasty taking the win against Once Upon a Team and kind of differentiating themselves from those.
Yeah, and let's just see if the Ram can outshine the Aurora.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it hurts. These puns this late into the day. Yeah, maybe someone chuckled. I hope so. Tell me in the chat. But yeah, this game is not one-sided. Aurora really wants to come back, and PERTINAX, they also want to be still in the mid pack, and it really depends what we are doing here. I really think that the hard thing is still the pick and ban phase. As always, you have this bot focused games. The LeBlanc, the Nico in there. You also have the Rexa where you have to take care of.
There is a few
there's
very
a lot.
strong champions right now.
Yeah. Also these pocket picks, maybe some people have. It's not that easy. And also with the schedule coming up for Friday, you revisit some. Yeah, you revisit everybody, and it's just the second split that's coming up. Yeah, AURORA is going up against German Gang next week. Dynasty is going for the full clear esports. PERTINAX against the Sloths, so you really want to win against AURORA. Today and next is going to play Once Upon a Team, and again everybody plays it again, and I really think AURORA and PERTINAX is a really important game today for these mid-pack teams. Like I said, PERTINAX last for next week. If you talk about next week, they had a 15 minutes game, if I remember correctly, against Sloths. So for now, they are the team that outlived the Sloths the most, and that's actually a good thing. You can. Nobody did that, and you also heard Crab Lord. They want to bring the Sloth from their tree. And you have to show it here. If you want to be a contender, you have to show it. This game is for the mid package. It just shows you. It gives you the 4-free edge, or the 3-4 loss if you are good, and then you can say the first half of the split is actually decent.
Yeah, indeed. And as you said, that's like now with this week's matches and starting next week really comes the most important rush of the split, the moment for teams to kind of dissociate themselves from the others, to stand out among the rest and fight their way to the top 4. Very important position, because that's the 4 teams that will be able to play playoffs. And who says playing playoffs says first off points in order to climb up to the first division. Very important now, since, well, we're in the summer split, so afterwards it's first division. And of course, more prize pool. But we'll see how all that fares as we're headed into the champ select for the last game of today, AURORA versus PERTINAX Esports.
Yeah, and PERTINAX is also back with their main roster. Makla is back. He was gone last week. And there's Nico and Olaf ban. Gilgamesh is also very good. We just have to. Oh, the Gragas too. Also, still a high pick. I think this patch is really awkward at the moment. If you go to the next patch, some things are weaker. Yeah, the Aphelios is out. There's no Zeri or Emilio ban. Maybe we see some now. There's the Maokai ban again on red, on the blue side. So AURORA don't want to go for that. And will be the Zeri, the Yumi, or the Emilio. I really want to have a shield to ban Yumi. Because we don't want to see the cat. It's a stay-at-home cat. Don't go out on the rift.
Yeah, if only we already had Nefiri, then you'd at least have a dog on the other side to maybe compensate for that.
Yeah, you can also go with the
you can take a Kog'Maw with the pug skin or something, but
yeah, that's counted as a dog champ, and Nasus. So there are 3 dogs champs.
We actually have a dog.
And also Klett Scar.
Oh yeah,
is also a dog.
Yeah,
with some back problems, and we have the Zeri.
Yeah, wasn't banned.
Yumi
is picked, first pick for AURORA. Zeri, most contested champion currently in the ESLOL second division, either banned or picked. And now we have the Emilio pick for PERTINAX Esports and the LeBlanc pick. 2 really strong picks that were also either banned or picked in the last few games. I believe LeBlanc was banned every time today, until now, of course.
Yeah, and this will be a Yumi. Yeah, and there it is. We see the cat against Emilio for the first time today. The cat is on the roof. It isn't a stay-at-home cat. We didn't put her in quarantine. And there's Lucio
for PERTINAX.
again. For PERTINAX, it's the only thing that is strong enough in the early game.
Starting to get really boring to always see the same bot. I'm joking. Really explosive bot lane, actually, really enjoyable to see.
It's every meta is the same. We had some metas where you only play 280 carries with whatever supports, and we had that for like half a year, and it was pretty boring. Now we have some switch ups. We have Zeri Yumi, we have the Lucio, we have Jinx, we have Jin, we have Aphelios with either Emilio and Yumi. Yeah, and now we have the Annie ban and the Vi ban. And there can also be an Ari ban against the LeBlanc here, or for the LeBlanc. And also Lissandra is also good against LeBlanc too. She jumps in, you just double, and there's the Ari ban.
And as you've said, last ban for Aurora.
I think Aurora is going to ban another jungler here. Wukong is also still open, they're still good at this patch.
Might take the opportunity, and in the end it would have banned only picks for, well, the two last players here, the top lane and jungler.
It's almost only junglers out. And there's the Kha'Zix, so there's probably a Wukong coming up here. What is still in... Yeah, I think the Wukong is the only jungler that is meta right now. Or is there anything else?
No other jungler.
Xin Sao. Oh. They are not sure.
The Wukong. Oh boy. Predictions
the Wukong
here from QG.
Yeah, and what is Aurora going for in the mid lane now? They can go for the Kai'Sa static shift. And they're going for the Victor.
I mean, Victor's worked pretty well up to now against static shift champs.
Yeah, but does it work?
Against the LeBlanc, that's the big question, because you're right. I mean, LeBlanc can just go all in on him and easily get out of the gravity field. That's true.
Oh, there's K'Sante. Gilgamesh on K'Sante is not to underestimate. This is some good topside for if Sejuani wants to gank once and get Gilgamesh ahead. It's good. And there's the Malphite, so a lot of... Yeah, there's a lot of AD damage coming. The Malphite is not that bad to engage with the Wukong and the LeBlanc to just poke out.
Yeah. They definitely have the go button here. I mean, the Malphite's ulti, you follow that up with a Wukong, that's already quite powerful. LeBlanc can easily follow up on that, so can the Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian too.
And Aurora doesn't have much answer, right? I mean, they don't have very... They themselves also have rather go-buttony stuff with the Sejuani and the K'Sante.
They have kiting. Zeri is the
That's true.
kiting goddess. They can pick someone out who is engaging with the K'Sante. They can just Sejuani ult back. Victor's also good at these kiting long fights with the slow and the range he has. And then Zeri Yumi is just obnoxious to kill. And you kinda need a Malphite or a Vi ult, and Vi was banned. And the Wukong also... The good thing about Wukong is he has 2 knockups.
Yeah.
So you don't CC once for like a second, you CC for half a second knockup, or I don't know the exact same number, but you do it twice. It still adds up if you do it once, but it's better because you can do it twice. It interrupts better because you can, if you don't burst up the first time, you burst him at the second time. And also the armor reduction for the team is still there for with the Wukong for the Lucian. The mixed damage from PERTINAX is also very good. The wave clear is also very good. It's just the... Yeah, and also the Lucian can also do it pretty good, but the thing is their range is not that high. So PERTINAX has to, if they get poked out, that will be hard.
Well, we'll see how that pans out as we're headed into the Summoner's Rift. Aurora versus PERTINAX here at the ESLOL second division. The last match of this first half of the split. A very important one at that.
Yeah, and we already see the pop up, no call. Okay, so I tell you that before 6.
Yeah, small break.
Before 6, it's not that good for PERTINAX because Wukong and Milio don't have setup for themselves, and I really think that it's easier for Aurora to gank the bot side, because Sejuani has better setup. The movement speed from Yuumi and the slow from Yuumi and the dash from Zeri is good to engage.
You have some form of CC. Meanwhile,
yeah, you only have you don't have hard CC, but you have these.
Yeah, you have the small stun on the Seju.
Yeah, you have the knock up and the stun and the slow. Yeah, but it really comes down how you want to play it. You actually it's hard for Wukong. He needs to counter gank these because LeBlanc has CC and also Malphite doesn't have something at level 6, so these first, let's say 5 minutes of the game are kinda slow-ish, and only Sejuani can do something, or there will be these skirmishes that you can win, but before I don't think there's anything going to happen. Maybe the Lucian and the Emilio are just going to crush the bot lane with their engages and their trades they will have. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yes, and I think if we can be certain of the thing is still that we might see, and especially as you said, since Sejuani can do some early ganks, we might see early ganks on that bot lane from the Sejuani. It's been what we've seen, or we've been seeing for the whole evening now. It's what they want. They want to get that bot lane ahead, right? Sejuani does have quite a bit of potential to do so, especially if a lane like Lucio Emilio... I was going to say Lucio Emilio now. Wow. A lane like Lucio decides to take the aggression and push their enemies in, right? They might be really vulnerable at that point.
Yeah, and if you don't gank, you can actually play safe with the Zeri Yuumi because you scale anyway. You scale harder than the Lucian. So you don't need to do anything on bot lane, you just need to keep them safe. But the Lucian and Milio are the strongest early game focused bot lane. And yeah, it's gonna be hard to not do anything on bot side. So you just have to hit it. And
yeah, so they have to be really careful because it's probably going to be coming over to them. In the meantime, Makla, well, either we can follow the meta of the last few games and he can also decide to rotate towards that bot lane and have a lane gank, or counter lane gank in that case, answer to the potential gank of Grammy. If that works out, and maybe to change the situation, because they could have a lot of early damage to actually leverage that situation, I think, with the Wukong and the Lucian.
yeah, it's going to be interesting what you can put out here. We're on a big pause actually. Apparently, someone had a disconnect, and we are gonna
just waiting for them to rejoin. Should be a bit longer, but we've talked about a lot about that bot lane matchup right now. we haven't talked much about the mid lane matchup. We have a Victor going up against LeBlanc. What's your take on that?
Yeah, on the LeBlanc, yeah, what do we say against Victor LeBlanc? It's a normal lane. The LeBlanc has a, it's not that strong in the early game because she don't have static shift. She can't clear a wave without getting poked out because she has to double in, so only AoE. Victor can just almost get a free lane if he plays it right. LeBlanc can easily react on the Sejuani coming in, so he can hit the root and the knock up, and then Victor is dead. So we have, if you gank early, you could have an easy flash out, and but what's most important is the Chrysante Malphite clash of the Titans, I think.
Yeah, it's really funny.
The Hunter,
they have very similar gimmick, right? With the Malphite being tanky, and then like, you can shave that armor off, do more damage, and Chrysante has kind of the same gimmick going on. I think it's funny. But
yeah, it's always good.
We're back in the game. Break is over, and this time around, nobody tries to do any shenanigans, standard stuff. You want to say something about the matchup of Malphite and Chrysante, and I rudely interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But I just want to tell you that Chrysante is very strong with everything, with the whole kit he has, and Malphite can just can almost counter it with his beefiness, and he goes armor. There you see the traits of mid lane. Yeah, both junglers start top. Sejuani is a bit faster on these big solo camps than Wukong.
Yeah. It's moving over to Grom. Seems like they're actually going for full clear something, actually. But working their way towards that bot lane.
Yeah, making my way downtown.
Yeah.
Walking fast.
Grabbing snacks. Yeah, that I invented. But because they take the camps, they're snacks.
Yeah, grabbing snacks.
Yeah.
It's the
This
candy.
fit well. But
What?
yeah, nothing much happening. PERTINAX grabbing the lead here on the bot lane, getting level 2 first. That's means for Aurora that they need to step back for a bit and be really careful, lest they get engaged. Until they have level 2 at least, so they can at least answer potential aggression.
Ooh.
And to keep the aggression going. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. The Lucio comp here can still put a lot of aggression, but the damage of Frontier and answer, yeah, not too bad as well, huh?
Well, no. Trades are fine. Oh, this is going to be a slow early game. The junglers are now on their last camps.
Ooh, but we did get a flash out on the mid lane from for Grammy. Did with that drive-through gank get Yeti fights flash. Might see some action there soonish.
Wait, there was a gang on mid lane? I didn't see that.
It was more of a drive-through. Yeah.
A drive-by.
I prefer the word drive-through, reminiscent of
Yeah, driving through.
just like they're grabbing snags on their way.
On the way to the bot lane, they're grabbing these snacks to...
Look at that! We have a race towards the second Scuttle Crab.
And who is going to win the race? I think it's Maklar.
Yeah,
just runs into the mid lane and just doesn't give a damn.
Yeah. Grammy backing. Now going for the second clear. really slow start, as you've mentioned earlier. Mid lane, some poke going on as well. Xylex now getting really low. Top of that.
Yeah, the LeBlanc has more sustain because of the fleet footwork.
Mm. And we've also already have the first item to build that static shiv. So indeed, yeah, that's always a bit of a slow start because you don't get much in the build-up of the static shiv. In a bot lane, a lot of aggression. Lancia is starting to get real low, but is able to survive without an issue.
Yeah. Pokey poke.
Drake is up as well. An objective that might start having the attention of some junglers within damage. Good reaction from Lantier. But yeah, now PERTINAX's bot lane definitely is in control. The pressure is insane they put on Aurora's bot lane, and they kind of have to hug the turret when PERTINAX decides so.
Yeah, but it's just the matchup. The Lucio lane is just in control.
Well, here we have the
Maybe
root
I
that
first
lands. Ooh, close call. I think he would have survived without the level up, but that was definitely close.
Yeah, that was too close to comfort.
No.
And now Rami is here.
Remy is
I
here on the
just want
bot
to
lane.
push out and go back.
Although they do find purchase on Leola's flashes out, but we have Makala coming in from the river. They have to be careful, he's invisible there. Luntia really low is going to get flashed on, flashes away however. The stun on Makala is out and the damage is going to be hurting the monkey. Makala is able to fall back. Yeah, Luntia being so low already, Aurora can't go too far in.
Yeah, that was worth it. It was 4 summoners for 3. With
Yeah.
the flash and heal for PERTINAX.
Abyssal still
Aurora
has
had
his
to put-
flash.
Yeah, Aurora had to put everything out to just survive, and this is Scuttle Crab and later the Gem Drake for Maklar.
Top late, such intense fights, huh?
Yeah, the slaps with the
Makla is coming in for a gang on the middle lane with the Cyclone and the CC. Xylex is gonna fall. That's first blood for PERTINAX's jungler.
Yeah, there is the Victor. Like I said before, get him a gang and then just kill him. Just
Yeah,
kill him
he
in
is
the early
really
game.
vulnerable to CC. I mean,
Yeah.
one CC lands and then it just gets chained, and by the time that it's over, he's probably dead because, let's face it, Wukong and LeBlanc are not champions that don't do much damage.
Especially Wukong with Sheen and the extra damage from the shard, Kindle shard or something.
Yeah, it can. I don't know how it's called. Yeah, something with K shard, I think.
Kinetic shard, I think, is it?
But yeah, PERTINAX starting to how do you say, to rouse up some action in this game with the first blood. In a game that's for now is really slow. It's called Kirsch's shard. I just looked it up.
Kershay's shard?
Kirsch's shard, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a name list near your computer or website open?
I printed a big A3 poster with all the items and stuff. No, I'm joking. I looked it up on Google really quick.
Do you play LOL? How is that pronounced?
Oh yeah, there is the thing. No, I did.
Yeah,
What
the
I do
Wordle for League of Legends.
Yeah, no, I don't. What I do sometime, just fun with my brother introduced me to it, and yes, this is really niche and nerdy. but it's a game where you have to you get an ultimate name and you have to guess the champion. Or an ability name and you have to guess the champion. You can like tinker it and only ultimates or all abilities, passive, not passive, and so on. It's really fun.
I know every icon and almost
Here we have the counter engage on the bot lane with the root is gonna end up. No, PERTINAX is able to get back to the turret. Now the calling is being thrown out. Onto Lantier, Yeechi fight on the way. Aurora has to be careful because here we have the LeBlanc. Is the root gonna sit? No, yes, no, it does. Yes, no, yes, it does. Lantier really low, is able to kite their way away. Here we have the Glacial Prison having a damage on Makala. Cyclone is gonna knock up the enemy jungler. We pick up the kill on Mr. Hub on the sides of Aurora and on Mark. Yeah, on Makala as well, and the Leolas as well. And Aurora now can get some platings in, summoning the Herald. Get even more gold in Lantier's pocket now.
wow, they just won a 2.5 against 4 and got 3 kills. That was unfortunate for PERTINAX here, and they lost so much gold. I think Luntier has the Triforce already ready.
Yeah, and
it looks bad.
well, Mr. Hub comes in just in time to grab some of the wave, but oof.
Again, 3 kills at the bot lane for blue side. What is going on?
I think something's going on. We live in a simulation.
Yeah, is this a Matrix and this is only a replay?
Is this technically a replay?
It is technically. This already happened 4 minutes ago.
But oh well, now back to a bit of a calmer state, but this is really good for Aurora because now on the bot lane they can put a lot of pressure on their enemies. I mean, we saw that they were already starting to get the hang of this bot lane and kind of pushing back against PERTINAX's aggressive Lucio comp. And now, with those items, it should be even easier for Lantier to do that.
Yeah, and this game is still 4 kills.
I think now we're gonna see some action. Bot lane as Grammy's coming in with Xylex. The ultimate of Yumi is also thrown. Glacial Prison does not find purchase, and Luntier really low gets killed by Mr. Hub. Meanwhile, Leolas is able to flee because you can't let the Lucian do whatever he pleases. Xylex picks up that kill, but they can't keep the pressure going on that bot lane. Crush the wave in the turret. We have the TP on sides of Xylex. Do not give up that turret for free. And now, with Makala having joined in, Grammy and Zas have to be very careful. They're starting to fall back. Leolas is really low, but he's going to proc his ultimate to help out his jungler. And Grammy now under the turret is going to fall at the hands of Makala. We have Yeetify who joined in, but wasn't able to pick up an assist. Now Xylex is also back to the bot lane. Poor man has to TP up, walk back down. But yeah, I don't think that they're going to pick up a kill here.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. A bit of action. 3 kills happened. Some gold.
Yeah.
In the pockets.
But some messy action. That was like pulled into the length.
But yeah, it's interesting game. At the 14 minute and nothing happened. What? This Malphite is big already.
Big Malphite. Yeah, he's got a Glacial Gauntlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a
with
one.
the armor and the shield.
We have 1k gold lead for Aurora, but we have first strike in hands of PERTINAX. I think on each position we should be more or less tight gold wise. Maybe a small lead for Lantier.
Ah, the Triforce is out. This is nasty. Already the Kraken is out too. Miss up, so the carries are strong. Lucian has the higher burst.
PERTINAX engaging on that Drake. Easy Divide is able to move around. Electro coming down from the top lane, followed by Gilgamesh. Seems like AURORA is looking to catch that kill on the Malphite. But, I mean, it's Malphite, you just don't kill a Malphite just like that. And PERTINAX picks up second Drake for them.
Yeah, it is like if you're hitting a rock with your foot, the rock isn't moving.
Yeah.
You just hit it anyway. What?
Maybe you have some damage, but ooh, yeah, the
Oh,
magic
the
damage
ulti.
does go through, and some will force to flee. However, first turret is picked up by AURORA here on the mid lane.
Electro he doesn't give a damn. And just yeah, well, if I'm almost dying, I can just ult out. Could have taken the safe route, but wouldn't be as funny. So he took the other one. And yeah, this everybody has their first item finished. Yuumi has the Echoes of Helia, so there's more damage and shields when they're fighting, healing. Sorry. And there is. Oh, Maklar is in danger.
In a tough spot, gets his red buff steal, and you have here the engage of Gilgamesh on PERTINAX's bot lane. Does the damage here, and Leola starting to get low slowly, however. But does pick up the kill on the support. Is he gonna get missed up? The damage is there, yes. Double kill goes to Gilgamesh, 1v2 versus PERTINAX's bot lane.
Hello! Hello, I'm a tank! Look at me! I'm bursting you down! Hello! What? The champion is so dumb and it just...
He has to flee from
Can you
Eatify
get away
now.
with that?
Oh no, he's gonna temporize another. Now Zylex is just there. Oh god.
Oh god, how can you get away with that? This is not fair. What is going on?
Herald on the top turret here. With the charge is gonna finish it up, opening up that first layer on the top lane as well. But tier 1 is still left to take for AURORA, but with that they would have the whole first line of turrets taken down, and that turret is really low.
Yeah, and you see the Rift Herald crashing into the turret, making the direct camera dance.
Yeah.
And a little bit of DJing here and there. At least we don't see these top lane island smash and grabs.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's revenge.
More.
I was gonna say that's revenge for Leolas. PERTINAX groups up on the top lane to pick up that turret.
Well, I think Mr. HB and Leolas, they just called their cousins against against Gilgamesh. So first you beat me, now I'm calling my family. Come over here. You're doing the beat up.
Yeah, they pick up tier 1 on bot lane, and now we have Electro a bit in a tough spot as the AP damage is there. Lanti now joining in Glacial Prison, and they pick up the kill on the mountain.
Yeah, and they got the unstoppable force out too, and we see Makla here being spot on the wall. GT fight is going to jump in and auto attack once. No, he isn't. But yeah, there is a lot of magic damage on the side of Grammy, Zylex, and Luntir with the Yuumi. So if you build full armor, you're pretty squishy, and you can't do anything against it. There's Sunfire for Kisante, is even more tanky and even has more damage.
Yeah, and slowly but surely AURORA is starting to build up a slowly increasing gold gap, going from 2k to 3k. PERTINAX's Drakes made up for it up to now, but currently AURORA definitely has the upper hand, and here we can see individual golds. And yeah, Lantier with 7k 800, really good into this game, and over 1k lead on their counterpart, and then all other positions AURORA is also ahead, so their lead is pretty much spread out on a bit of everybody.
Yeah, and Luntir is pretty strong, Zylex is pretty strong,
Gilgamesh
Fight
as
is
well.
on his second item.
Yeah, they are starting
We
to
have
set the
to
space
engage.
here. We have a few ultis being thrown out, but PERTINAX member are able to dodge those rather well. You need to group here. Drake is up. That's probably the next objective for both teams as it is spawning. Aurora is already pushing PERTINAX rather back quite a bit. And with that, they're the first one to get to Drake. And with their damage, they should be able to do it pretty well. Pretty quickly.
And they're on Dragon, Electra's ultimate, Maklar's ultimate. Maybe it's gonna be a clean fight. Grammy has to queue out, so this probably...
Yeah, we have the unstoppable force going into Aurora as they are forced to kite back. But Makla on top of them, they get the kill on Lanti, and with that a lot of damage is going away. Zalex really low as well, is forced to walk back. Gilgamesh in the meantime 1v2ing members of PERTINAX. But yeah, PERTINAX gets the shutdown on Zalex. You have to be careful though. Gilgamesh is still so strong, gets a lot of damage out, getting really low. Now, oh no, with the Yumi on him. Should be able to finish the job. Grammy now on Electro is getting joined by Gilgamesh. And that should be another kill for the top laner of Aurora. Or the jungle,
and this is the 6-0 for Gilgamesh. This isn't legal. I don't know what Royce is doing. And why nobody picks him up. Gilgamesh is the only one who actually played the Kisante today. It was up several times, and you can 1v2 everybody in the world if you have Iceborne Gauntlet and some Sunfire, and if the only damage the enemy has is AD, you are not going to die, and he's probably going to carry the game. But yeah, if you can...
I don't know, I felt like I was already associating Cassandra with Gilgamesh. I think he already did pick him a few times in the summer split and had usually very good games. Yeah, I can see here pretty good KDA on that pick, so yeah, definitely showing what he can do on the Cassandra here. A very strong performance. PERTINAX is taking their third Drake, with that solidifying this soul point. However, Aurora answers with that with a cross map play, taking the Baron. But PERTINAX might be in time to disturb that.
No, Gilgamesh is doing a 1v4.
Gilgamesh 1v4.
Is he getting...
Up. Nation Prison on the clone. And PERTINAX is also able to fall back and not get full engaged by Aurora. Well played for the Ram team here. Taking an objective and denying the other one.
Yeah, and they had soul point, and it's again the Cloud Dragon.
Yes.
Being
Cloud Drake really nice for the Zeri.
Yeah, and also for Kesante.
Yeah.
If you get the soul, you ult someone, you can't get away. But also good for Wukong and Delusion.
Indeed, indeed.
The Malphite.
Yeah, and PERTINAX are currently the ones, you know, with the boots on here.
Yeah, this is... Aurora is 3k gold ahead. There's nobody who can kill the Kisante. I think Lucian needs the Last Whisper. And there's the Night Harvester for ET fight. We can just poke, but I think Lunter is so far ahead. He isn't going to be taken down that easily.
Yeah. There's a lot of vision contests going on around that Baron here. Feet fight and Aurora spot lane. But now very, very calm game going on. PERTINAX taking the opportunity to push back, just get the vision or enough vision around the Baron to make sure that they know if Aurora is doing it. And yeah.
Yeah, and wait, what? Did someone flash? Did I miss something? No, nobody flashed. It looks like a flash. What? Okay, I'm yeah, the Baron is going to be warded. GT fight is in enemy territory. Grammy is there with the dinosaur on the Oh,
Yeah, we have the Double Force, and they do take the kill on Xylax already. Double kill for Mr. Hub as Lantia is falling down, but yeah, now we have the turnaround. Gilgamesh is here to save the day for Aurora, keeping the enemies away from Grammy now and pushing back against PERTINAX. They're all alive, but they're so afraid of the Cassante of Gilgamesh. He picks up already Mr. Hub, and the rest of PERTINAX is forced to flee.
Yeah, and Sass went out of Lunte just at a bad time. He got knocked up by Electro and couldn't do anything, wasn't safe and died. With the ult going on for the Yumi, and
it might have been what Electro was looking for, to be fair.
Yeah, he was looking for the Zeri, but got Xylax instead. And Lunte just kited right, hit the ghost, hit the ult, and just hit front to back.
Yes.
And was defending his jungler.
And now with all their members, they decide to put some pressure on that Baron. Push back against them. With Gilgamesh in their midst, Aurora are really not afraid to do stuff, but they know they have to be careful if he's not there.
Yeah, what do you want to do against the Kisante? They just fought 2v4 almost, because everybody was out and they had to run away because everything was down. And this is 40 seconds for PERTINAX, therefore Aurora is going back. They probably will be faster and healthier. The fight is fast. Mr. HB is going back. Now he will be late for the soul, but they are not interested in it. I think it looks like they want to go Baron, but no, they decide otherwise.
Yeah, I mean that's the advantage of having the soul points. You have a lot of buttons you can play here. You can leverage that to force the enemy to like contest it or take maybe the Drake, but you can also just go for another objective altogether. While the enemy was maybe thinking of grabbing that Drake. Yeah, and they do the Baron indeed, as you said. And they're putting a lot of damage in it. Is Aurora going to be in time? Yeah, Gilgamesh is already there.
Electro, is he getting a 3-man?
Oh, very nice. Unstoppable Force gets all of Aurora. PERTINAX picks up that Baron. And Aurora is too busy with Electro. So the rest of PERTINAX can easily flee.
Yeah, you easily take that as Electro. You're going to die for your Baron. And, but
four
Aurora
people
has the upper hand.
Yeah, they have the numerical advantage. They have the gold.
And they have the damage.
Yep.
They have Gilgamesh. Yeah, this is the dragon. First dragon for Aurora here. It really looks like they are back on top. They played pretty clean. Gilgamesh is broken on the champ.
Yeah. And now it's only a question of not allowing PERTINAX to push too much. So they're backing and going towards that mid lane turret, the top lane turret. They should arrive just in time to mitigate that damage. Yes, they do. Yeah, and in the end, indeed, all is well for Aurora right now. Maybe, yeah, get him away with the Baron buff, and they can even take it away from him as they kill Makala.
Yeah, how? Dikisante. How is this legal?
How is this legal? Too good.
Yeah, and Zeri on that build is also too tanky. Oh, and there's Xylax is going to die here. Oh, nice flash.
Nice flash, avoids the unstoppable force. Gilgamesh's TP is already like kind of sounding the Glocks for PERTINAX that they should flee. Because if Gilgamesh is there, it's gonna get rough. Lantia decides to go all in with Grammy together. Electro is already getting really low, while the rest of PERTINAX is just falling back. Seems like that's their tactic when things start to look bad. Electro just keep them busy while we flee. Seems to work really well for PERTINAX though.
Yeah, it looks not good for PERTINAX. They have the Baron, but they can't do anything with it because the other team is just stronger. The Luntia just hit the peak of Zeri Yumi design with the Triforce, Titanic and Runan's build. Now going for the Black Cleaver to shred the Wukong and the Maokai.
Yeah, then nobody's gonna be a problem for Lund here. Meanwhile, you still have
nobody can
Gilgamesh
kill
in the front line, who nobody else can kill.
He's even level 16, so he has more damage on the ult. And he just doesn't give a damn. They just push in mid. And there's Mr. Hub dashing. The ult missed from Grammy. Dashing, not flashing, but... There is Yeti fight coming from the side. Now he's going to push top. They just delay here, so PERTINAX will probably get the tower. No, they won't.
I'm only noticing right now. Can we talk about Lanti's completely insane CS? I mean, it's near perfect. It's pretty much perfect. It's 300.
It's almost perfect CS. Yeah, he's missing 14 CS per minute. And he has...
Unified is gonna get caught here by Aurora. And that's shutdown money going to Xylax. With that, Aurora has rid themselves of one big thorn to their side. And they can keep the push going without having to worry about the threat of Yetified coming from behind.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hard for PERTINAX to come back off this. If even Yetified can't escape them. And there's the ult out from Melio.
Yeah, they're taking inhib. Wave is crashing bot lane, getting some damage in that turret. Yeah. And not overstaying, really important here. Because an objective is spawning. Cloud Drake is coming. They still can't give up that soul for free.
Well, even if they do, they take Baron and end the game.
That's true. They could. But it's still suboptimal. I like how Gilgamesh didn't back. This is true Chad move.
He's a Chad. He is a Chad right now.
Oh, and he does catch Unified here. As PERTINAX once again down a member as Lantia decides to push up the initiative. Puts a lot of damage already on the enemies, Mr. Help notably, but gets really low as Electro is going onto him with Makula. He falls down. Gilgamesh also has to be careful for his health. He does pick up a few kills, however, and the situation here on the other front turns around as Xylax with his damage along with the help of Grabby is able to finish off a few PERTINAX members. That's an ace for Aurora.
And that's game for Aurora right there. Yetified wanted to poke a bit, and Gilgamesh was like, no, I'm hitting the ult, I'm killing you, stunning you, and you can't move. I'm just gonna burst you down, and they are just going to end right here and there. This is game. There's nobody. There's Yetified up, and then there's Miss HP coming right after. But I don't think that Yetified can kill anybody.
TK over Xylax. Oh no, survives. That's game, ladies and gentlemen, for Aurora.
Yeah, and that's the comeback for Aurora. They end their losing streak. They are on the winning side again. It's really good for the mental and also for their hard work in the early thing. If just the Kisante is, yeah, this is also.
I mean, it's really important, as you said, to get back that kind of like the motivation going into the second half of the split. A very important moment or time to kind of turn the tides around. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have one last interview ahead for tonight, and we're going to have with us none other than the AD carry of Aurora, Lantier. Welcome, Lantier.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Good. We finally break the loss streak, so it's good.
Yeah, how does it feel to break that loss streak, actually?
I mean, I think it's actually more like we lost versus team rather than them winning versus us, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's a good outlook to have, especially now. I think it was a very important win for you. We're heading into this second half of the split now, of course, and I think getting that win probably gave you a big morale boost to go into that second half, especially with this fight for the playoffs, for this fourth spot coming up. You're very close to it. It is a very tight situation, I've said a few times over the course of the stream. What's your take on that? Do you think Aurora is going to be able to cement their spot for the playoffs?
I mean, I think we have the best players on every position on whole league, so I think the players are minimum. We aim for being the top one.
Yeah, for being you're looking at a kind of a Reaper scenario, or are you looking to now for the second split, kind of like mow over the others and climb your way up to the first spot?
I think the 3 losses we had was more accident, like the normal thing. We showed that in first 3 games that we are able to win versus everyone. So I think if we manage to fix the things that we need, we'll be the best team in the second div.
All right. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Kiji, I think you had a few questions.
How are you allowed to play Zeri Yumi? I don't understand it. With the Kisante, it's just too strong. I don't know.
I mean, they banned
Yeah.
Aphelios for some reason, when Aphelios is actually not that strong as Zeri, so it's kinda weird. And also we're playing on the 13.11, so the Zeri is even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's almost kind of illegal to leave it up on blue side. Is there if you first pick it, you can either play it with Milio or Yumi, and I think with Milio it's a weaker version, but with Yumi it's just too strong. You almost can't kill her with the Titanic Hydra Triforce build. It's insane. I don't know how.
I think opponents wanted to punish us for picking the Zeri Yumi by Emilio Lucian, but I think they didn't know about that the lane is kinda even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was also hard for PERTINAX to gank you on the bot side because of the Wukong pick. There was a lag of CC, and you almost got a free lane in just had to take care of the 2v2 and not the 3v2 with a gank because Wukong couldn't gank properly without setup.
Mm-hmm.
So banning all these CC junglers was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. We expected them to pick jungle on R3 actually instead of the Lucian because we felt like they got more picks with Emilia than can they do in the jungle. So it was weird that they picked the Lucian in the end for us.
Mm-hmm. So you answered also with a few jungle bans afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question. Do you still have one? I can think of mine in the meantime.
Yeah, well, it was just so you said that the players are the best of the best players of the Division 2, so you are going to take down the Rift Sloth in these coming days, right?
We played versus them already, but we lost.
And again, it comes back. So are you gonna take them down?
But yeah. I think there is a lot of time to play versus them. Like I think it's 2 or 3 weeks till we play versus them.
It's I can tell you exactly the day. It's on week 6 on Friday. So it's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks in the future. But can you take them down? Can you take the sloths from the tree?
We should be able to. If we just continue to play like we are supposed to, we will take them down.
Yeah, That's the only thing I want to hear. Take them down.
I will say one thing. B cannot.
We cannot. Okay.
All right,
The-
all right.
The meme
Heading
is
in.
starting.
Now I have a last question for you.
Yeah.
So you're pretty confident in being able to turn the tides and take the last few wins for this split. Is there one team in particular you may be more still frightened of than others? Teams that you prepare more against on the team scale, but also I'm also curious on the bot lane scale. If there is a bot lane in particular you're more afraid of.
I think there is none.
There's none. There's no
no.
team you would prepare more against than others.
I mean, I think we have to prepare versus every team because we can actually lose versus any team, but it's more like us making mistakes than getting outplayed by them.
Very confident answer. Thank you for your time, Lantier. It was a pleasure having you over on the broadcast.
Okay. Thank you for the interview also, and hope to hear you again.
Yeah, I hope so too. So thank you and have a nice evening with the win in your back and some motivation for Friday.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Now, dear viewers, before we end the show for tonight, I would say we can take a look at the final results of today and then at the standings to get a view of how things are going now after this first half of the split. Now you can see still at the top of the charts, Rift Sloths, followed by Full Clear Esports, against whom they took a win today. Then we have this very stacked third, fourth place between Next and Aurora, currently still tied with 4 points each. Right behind them, we have the contenders for this third or fourth spot for the playoffs, so to say, since only the top 4 teams will be going over, with Dynasty, which were able to stay ahead, and then PERTINAX, followed with Once Upon a Team and Germa Gang to finish off the ladder. Now, we're of course gonna be right back on Friday for the start, so to say, of the second half of the split. Maybe one last time, perfect. We can take a look at the planning for that Friday. We're starting off with Aurora against Germa Gang, which, following Lantier's things, wouldn't be a big issue at all for them. We then have Dynasty versus Full Clear Esports, which should be a promising matchup as well. PERTINAX versus the Rift Sloths, once again one of the animal fights, which we have a lot less of this split than the last, and we'll be finishing off with Next against Once Upon a Team. Right, I would say, unless QG, do you still have any finishing words?
Let's beat the Sloths.
Alright, with a call to arms against the Rift Sloths from QG, we will leave the stream at that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I hope to see you all on Friday. See you soon.